think it's time for a haircut. Goal is that this is never my reality again. I'm Ella Dove, and this is What the Wellness, the show where I try out the latest wellness trends, tech, treatments, and experiences. One of the in-person experiences I miss the most is getting my hair taken care of. I've always been someone who's really lazy about my hair care. Maybe I get my hair cut twice a year. Maybe I get it colored once a year. Every time I show up at the salon, they have a lot of work to do.
What is that? What is that? Why do I have that on my head?
Fortunately, even though we're not able to get into the salon or the studio as often as we used to, hair science has come a long way, and there are tons of new technologies and treatments we can do from the comfort of our own home to dramatically transform the health of our hair. One of the reasons I'm really excited about today's episode is because I feel like from the pros, I'm gonna learn some techniques that I can really work into my routine and take control over this one tiny part of what makes me feel better about myself, which is my hair. It's a big part of who I am. It's a big part of what people see when they look at me. And if I can make that feel a little bit healthier, I think I might feel a little bit better every day. Where do we begin? A few weeks ago, I sent a lock of my hair to Dyson in the UK for a formal hair scan. I'm going to chat with Nikita Wilson, cosmetic chemist, to interpret my Dyson hair scan and talk through the products and the ingredients I should be looking for to help improve the texture, quality, and feel of my hair. Hi, Nikita, I'm Ella. Can you tell me what exactly a cosmetic chemist does?
A cosmetic chemist creates everything that has to do with your grooming routine and then afterwards. So when you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth, wash your face, wash your hair, condition, all those products are created by a cosmetic chemist.
So it sounds like you'd be the perfect person to tell me what ingredients I might want to use on my hair. But first, we're going to look at what's wrong with my hair so we know exactly what ingredients might help me solve some of my problems.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Absolutely. So I have to say, Ella, you are not that far off from having really great hair.
Okay, I'll take that.
Perfect. They're perfect, and I'll tell you why. The first thing I look at is the cuticle, and as that outlines, the cuticle is the outer covering of the hair. On a beautiful, perfect strand, all of those little sheaves that look like they're bark on a tree, for lack of a better term, all of those would be perfectly flat. There wouldn't be jagged edges. The edges would be very smooth. That would be a perfect strand. So yours just shows sign of wear and tear, from mechanical damage, and brushing your hair, combing it, occasional blow drying.
Well, before we get too excited about the structure of my hair, I think this figure one that we're looking at is the center of my hair.
Oh,
whereas when we get to the next page, we break it down into root, body, and big reveal here, tip, which isn't looking like we want it to look.
The root is newest to the block, right? It's the newest hair, really almost like your virgin hair. Nothing much has been done to it. As you go down the strand, it gets older and older and more weathered. So by the time you get to your tip has seen it. It's been through it. And so it's a sign that says with a little bit of product and having maybe some proteins in there to help where those cuticles are exposed and lifted, have some proteins to kind of go in there and shore up some of those weak areas.
Awesome that we want to look for proteins in the ingredients and the products we're using. Can you sort of list by product type what ingredients you might want to look for?
So in your shampoos, you're more likely to find quats, right? So quats, you'll see a polyquaternium, blah, 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 or quaternium, blah, blah, blah. When I say blah, 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 that's usually a number. It's usually a polyquaternium 7 or polyquaternium 38. So those polyquats, so those are really good in shampoos and conditioners too, to help provide slip. They kind of have really long tails, and those tails are great because they kind of lay on the strand and just protect it. And so when your hair is rinsed, some of them stay behind, and it creates a similar type of coating to protein, but proteins are more structure. These are more for feel. So you'll get flexibility from these quats. You'll get that flexibility. You'll get the elasticity because they're not necessarily hardening and creating a shield or strength. They're creating more of a cushion effect, so to speak. Styling. For styling in terms of heat protectant, everyone can pretty much use the same products. Or if you ever did clay in like 3rd grade,
like a hot glue gun.
Yeah, and then this floppy clay all of a sudden came out really strong. That's essentially what happens. So these polymers are on your hair, and when they get hot, they kind of are cured. And that way they give your hair strength, but also that smoothness.
I mean, to me, my biggest takeaway is think about your hair texture and type, and starting from finest to thickest, kind of that's when you want to add weight to the products you're applying to your hair.
Exactly. We're done.
I just aced the test, so thank you very much. Now we need to see if I can use that knowledge to fix this. My next step is actually getting my hair styled by a professional, so I have a feeling a lot of his advice will mirror yours, and then I have to see if I can take all of this advice and actually do it every day.
I need to see the update afterwards.
Exactly. Well, Nikita, thank you so much for talking to me. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. I am beyond ready. Should have done this a few months ago, so glad we're finally getting this done.
My name is Matthew Collins, and I am a celebrity hairstylist and global Dyson styling ambassador.
It's been a while since my last haircut,
Okay.
as you can tell.
Seeing it a little bit. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is, just because you got a little bit of wave pattern in the back, you have finer hair with a slight amount of wave in there, so I wouldn't suggest using it on high power, high heat. Always take one of them down a notch, because it works so well, so now you actually use the heat and power controls.
Yes.
Awesome. I'd never used them before this, ever. And if you watch what I'm doing here, for tension, I'm putting the nozzle against the brush to pull with tension. The Supersonic has intelligent heat control, and there's a microbead thermistor right here measuring the heat propulsion at 40 times a second, so you can make sure that the heat never exceeds the burning temperature of hair.
I've been sitting in your chair for like a second and my hair looks better.
Matthew, how long have you been doing this for?
I started cutting hair when I was 12 years old. And everything just kind of spun from there.
Look at you
But
now.
it was definitely always just, hair really makes people happy. And that's still why I love it.
Like this damage, it's color. Some of this is from the sun, Most of it's not. But it's also pulling on it. Like, what do you think is causing all that breakage?
To me, I find when I'm getting my breakage around my hairline, it's because I'm putting my hair up in a tight bun because I'm working out. And then I don't care because after you're kind of tired and you're just like, I want my hair out of this tight bun, and you grab the elastic and you rip it out. And I'm a hairdresser, I know these things, and I still do it all the time. So these areas are just really get the toll taken on them.
Yeah.
Great. So I want to get a little bit of volume out of your hair, so I'm going to use some dry shampoo on you. And I'm going to show you how to do it let's pretend your hair is pretty greasy right now. And so what I would do is about 6 to 8 inches away, I spray it. I will now rub it in. So this is going to get all the oils up there.
Great.
So once you're massaged in, I would switch to the rough drying attachment, the wider nozzle. And now I'm going to use my fingers to really rub your scalp. And this is gonna kind of break up, and any of that excess that kind of looks white sometimes with dry shampoo, you're gonna remove it.
You're gonna blow it in.
Exactly. So now I'm just kind of giving everything a little rub. And then you can just see already you're getting a little bit more life to your hair just from doing that.
So I'm ready. This is what I would look like. I show up at Zoom like this. I'm like, hello. My team's like, do you have a brush?
So now we're going to do the real style all the way through with the Corrale to just give you kind of like a little bit of a movement and bend, not overdo it, just kind of keep it super casual, beach chic.
Beach chic.
Yeah.
Me.
That's it. I always suggest if you're going high power all the time with your straightening iron to start it at a little bit lower, because there's a couple things that I want to show. This is a flexing plate. All other flat irons really have floating plates. This does too. But this plate itself flexes. So it bends in the middle to surround your hair. Curling, doing things with the flat iron before, you'd have to try really hard to not create a dent.
Yeah.
Now with the Corrale, because of that flexing plate, you have to try hard to make a dent. I'm going to always curl opposite directions.
Yes.
Because I want it to blend. If you want to look more glamorous, curl all in the same direction. I do a 180 and then slow and quickly through the ends.
Wow. I did it!
This iron is, you know, running at a higher temperature than the Supersonic or the Air Wrap. There's actually the same intelligent heat control, but this one's measuring it at 100 times a second.
We haven't even talked about the fact that
Yeah,
it's cordless,
it's cordless.
yet.
When we're going away from the face here, where you bend it, an inch below that is what you're gonna accentuate. So you see,
Okay.
I bent this just above your eyebrow, so when it drops down, it accentuates your eye. So.
This is like definitely like 201, but I'm paying
Yeah.
attention. I'm taking
So
notes.
I'm gonna start slow and I bend it right at there and I pull it through really quickly. So you see now when I pull it down, that's accentuating your eyes. If you want to accentuate your lips, like say if you're having a red lip day, you probably want to come it down and bring that out at your cheekbones, so then it is gonna fall at that point there.
Wow, what a hot tip. Accentuate your eyes on an eye day.
Exactly.
So that's gonna be big this year since not many red lip days in my future.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at doing just a really, see it's like right on my eye line. I'm just pulling it out.
So oil, especially on your hair, is like almost a nothing. So you're barely seeing any. Like, it's like that.
Yeah. Sheen, really.
It's only for sheen and separation. Now my hands have a little bit of slip to them, and it's only here. It's gonna just help
Like way below the chin.
way below the chin.
It looks so good.
I know, now you're ready to just not see anyone. And
Yeah,
it's-
now I can
you get
just
to
go home and
gotta
sit on my
post a pic,
couch.
but it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it looks amazing. Thank you
you.
so much. It's amazing how much better it feels. Like the fact that my hair actually ends at an edge instead of just keeps going forever and ever.
I think I did it. Ta-da!
Okay, so my biggest surprise of the day, I thought Matthew was gonna wanna chop off like 6 inches of my hair. Remember earlier when I was doing this and those like ends were going off in 1,000 different directions? The way he cut my hair, where he just really took off the most damaged parts, was so impressive. And I feel like, honestly, my hair doesn't look any shorter right now, but it feels so much healthier. Pay attention to the products you put into your hair, identify the ingredients that are gonna work towards your specific problems. I learned how to use the tools in my styling routine to my benefit. Don't use too much heat, takes the heat off, and protect your hair by using heat protectants and going with the grain of your hair. Hopefully, with a combination of Nikita's tips and Matthew's styling technique, I can maintain this healthier hair texture and prevent damage in the future. I'm Ella Dove, and this is What the Wellness. You want more What the Wellness? Subscribe to Well+Good's YouTube channel right now.
Ready for Zoom?